It is Empowerment Monday. Hope everybody is having a great day, a great morning. Hope everybody had a great weekend. I know I had a fantastic weekend. As I'm transitioning into this new reality that my wife and I are experiencing, we're 7 weeks into moving from Ohio down to Florida, and I'll be honest with you. Prior to this move, I had some doubts about it. Is this something that I'm really going to get the most of? Is this something that's really going to encapsulate what I want to do? And I got to be honest, 7 weeks in, I love it. It was the right decision for me at that point, for my wife and I at that point in time in our lives, and that chapter of our lives, as we are, personally creating our own version of our new story, that next chapter in our story. But I had a great weekend. Again, I hope you did too. Um, one of the things I just kind of want to share with you is I love to read. I do love to read, but I would say 98% of what I read is nonfiction. I've never really been a big reader of fiction, other than, when I was in school, I took some literature classes in college, and you have to read the classics to that point. But for the most part, I've never read a lot of fiction. I do love story, though. I love story to me dramatized through motion picture, through the motion arts. That's where I really resonate with a great story, because I just want to immerse myself for that period of time, however long that movie lasts, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever it is. I just want to immerse myself and just feel the feeling that story is trying to relate to me, that hero's journey. That the great stories have this arc, what's called the hero's journey, where we have our hero at the beginning, our protagonist, who's kind of going through the motions of life or whatever it may be for them. Then suddenly they are confronted with an obstacle. And that's when the antagonist comes in and tries to keep them from getting past that obstacle. And the hero's journey is our hero moving past that obstacle and becoming a new version of who they are. And to me, personally, the greatest hero journey that I can think of that I have ever seen is The Lord of the Rings. I absolutely love the dramatization of The Lord of the Rings. I'm kind of a geek when it comes to The Lord of the Rings. I just love the whole message, the whole story around it. And the story of Frodo Baggins, that is the perfect story of the hero's journey. If you're not familiar with it, I would just encourage you to just spend some time watching The Lord of the Rings. It's what you won't be disappointed, trust me. And there's other great hero journey stories out there. I know a lot of people really resonate with Star Wars, the story of Luke Skywalker. That's another great version of the hero journey arc. But for me, it's Lord of the Rings. And that's what story is all about. Because in the story of Lord of the Rings, Frodo was confronted with the truth. He was the one. He was the one who had to do the mission. He was the one who had to destroy the ring. It was upon him. So he knew what that was. And it's the same with us. We got to know what our why is. He understood what the why was for him in order to end the chaos that was happening in where they were at. He had to be the one to carry that ring to Mordor and destroy it. And there's a part early in The Lord of the Rings as he understands this and he starts out on his journey. He starts to leave the Shire, and then suddenly he stops. He comes to a point and just stops. And he goes to his friend Samwise, who's with him, and he says, "This is the furthest I've ever been from the Shire. This is it. Once I take this next step, that will be the furthest I've ever been." And he understood that once he took that next step, there was no turning back. He had some clarity in that. And the same is true for us, for you. We need to have that clarity as we take that step, as we take that journey. We need to have that clarity in what it is about. What is it about what we're doing? And I've gone on this personal self-discovery journey, and what I had to do in order to really understand my why and be clear about what it was, is I had to create this foundation. I had to understand what my life foundation was about. I had to understand what it was I'm willing to stand upon, what it is that I'm willing to go that extra step for, to go to that point where there's no turning back. Because we all have those moments in our life. We come to this crossroads where if we take one more step, that's it. There's no turning back. And sometimes I see a lot of people that are unwilling to take that step. They're kind of more comfortable with the misery that they've created. They want change, but they're not willing to step out. They're not willing to take that next step in their journey to become that new version of who they can become. There was no guarantees for Frodo as he took that step. There's no guarantees for me as I've taken my step. There's no guarantees for you as you take your step. But the great thing about taking that step is that's the next chapter in your life story. That's the next chapter in my life story as I've taken that step, as I've taken that step in the journey. And I become clear about what I want to do. I want to serve people in a powerful way to help them discover what they can become, to help them discover that their life has meaning and purpose, to help them to use their life to create impact and significance with those around them. Because that's what's important about life. That's why we've been given this life. For a simple reason, to make a difference with the life we have, to make a difference with those around us, to make a difference in the world that we have. You know, I'm not going to change the entire world. None of us are going to change the entire world. However, I can change the world that I have connection with. I can change what's around me. And part of that is just being intentional. Part of that is being clear in what you want out of life. Part of that is knowing your why. Why is it you need to do this? We may have an idea of what our why is, but sometimes we really have to dig deep to understand, is this what's going to bring us to that point of where we know we want to go, where we know we can make a true difference? And as Frodo went on this journey, and as we go on our journey, the thing we need to do is to keep the main thing. And that's keep your eye on what that goal is. And that's the main thing. If you're on a journey, keeping the main thing. Because it's real easy in this day and world we live in now to have what I call the shiny object syndrome, where we see the next thing, we're like, squirrel, oh, we got to go do this. No, but let's just keep the main thing, and keep our focus on that. You know, I've heard it described, race car drivers, when they lose control of their car, they keep their focus on something else so they can steer out of that. If they keep they turn their attention to the wall, they're going to crash into the wall. But if they find a point ahead of them that they can steer out, that's where they can take the car as they try and regain control of it. And it's the same for us. Sometimes we may feel like our life is spinning out of control. And there's days I feel like my life is spinning out of control when you just see everything that's going on in the world. But we have to keep the focus on what it is we want, what it is we want out of our life, what it is we hope to create, what it is we want to do, who it is we really want to impact. And that's when significance starts to happen. That's when our life starts to take on this level of significance, when we keep the main thing. And the thing to me, and I've said it before, what's great about significance is it's something that extends beyond who we are. It's something that can go to the next generation after that. It's something that will be here after we are no longer in this life. That's what significance is about. And that, to me, is why we've been given this life, is to use it in a way to be significant. Yes, I want to be successful. We all want to be successful. But significance takes that success to the next level. And when we just keep our focus on the main thing, that's where we can start really resonating. That's where we can really start making a difference with the life that we have. That's where we have the ability to do things that make a difference. Hey, Mike, I'm glad you're in Florida too. We didn't need to connect. Hope to connect with you at some point. I love Florida. Hope you love Florida as well. But keeping the main thing, that's what life is about. So I would love to hear from you. I would love to just spend some time chatting with you, learning more about you, learning the main thing that you have, that thing that you want out of your life as you go on your personal journey, as you go on your journey to leave your own Shire, to go to that point where you've never been before, and to summon the courage to take that next step, to become empowered, to go where you've never been before. And that's what it's about. So I would love to hear from you. Like I said, drop me a line, drop me a message. Let's schedule some time, because I'd love to chat with you. Hope you have a great empowered Monday. And I hope it really launches you into a powerful week, an empowered week, that is. as you become the next great version of who you are ready to be, as you create that next great chapter of your life story and to become what it is you've been called to be. So again, hope you have a great day. I hope you enjoyed this. If you enjoyed this, drop me a line. I'd love to hear from you. Have a great day, and I hope to chat with you soon. Take care.